everyone, welcome back to my channel. Ignore the appearance, I've been crying. We're not gonna go there. Instead, I'm here to share with you my February speed wrap up. 7 books in 10 minutes. Let's go. First book I finished in February, They Came to Baghdad by Agatha Christie. Who's coming to Baghdad? Lots of people. Why are they coming? Lots of reasons. Is this imperative to world peace? Possibly. Whose shoulders should this all rest on? An independent-minded, adventurous shorthand typist who isn't a very good shorthand typist. You have mistaken identity, you have wildly impulsive characters, you have espionage, you have political intrigue, you have it all here. 5 stars. The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Imagine the horrors of juvenile reform school that treated kids just like the kids were treated in Native American boarding schools. This is a split perspective from a survivor as an adult seeing the trauma of his past coming to light into the American consciousness, and the story of his youth and how he ended up at the reform school, along with his experiences while there and the relationships that he forms with those kids, both good and bad. This is a gut punch, a left hook to the face, an uppercut, finishing with a backhand slap that leaves you staring at the wall. 4 stars. Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Fu. The epic of a family torn apart by the Sino-Japanese War in 1938. Tenuous familial relationships snap, paths diverge, life is lost, grief is pushed aside for pure survival instinct, independence of the spirit is won and is constantly put to the test while a new life is forged for Renshu by his fiercely determined mother who will see her son thrive. Renshu becomes Henry by traveling to America and making a family of his own while trying to forget his past until his daughter begins to wonder about her heritage. A story of love, survival, loss, generational trauma, immigration, finding home, and finding identity. I was crying by page 3. 4 stars. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. Charming adult fairy tale, not the dirty kind, about a half-fae young man who doesn't know he's half-fae. He falls in love with a beautiful girl in his town, and while professing his love, he sees a falling star. The girl, who is not interested in him, jokingly agrees to his crazy plan of giving him his heart's desire if he finds and brings back the fallen star, which landed well outside of town and into the Fae realm where mortals are never supposed to go. Poof! He's at the landing site and he finds a girl with a broken leg. Whoops. But he promised to bring the star back, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to have to find a way to get a girl with a broken leg, who's actually a fallen star, all the way back to his town. Cute side characters, fairy tale coincidence and interconnectedness, a very likable female main character who hates her captor, and an evil witch trying to capture the fallen star for herself so she can eat that heart and become young again. And there's a unicorn, but the regular kind, not the wings. 4 stars. Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. If a book was a boomerang, but in a good way, 6 different but somehow connected characters across hundreds of years time span, starting in the late 1800s to the near future to a post-apocalyptic world, from ancient New Zealand to the recent past coast of California to modern-day London to near future Korea to far future Hawaii. This work of science fiction, modern fiction, social commentary, and exploration of reality keeps you straining to find the connecting thread. Follow the line from the past to the future until you're hurtled backwards at breakneck speed for the conclusion. I've never read anything like it. 4 stars. So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijeoma Oluo. Do you want to talk about race? Are you white? You should read this book. Are you surprised that there are a bunch of 1-star Goodreads reviews from white people who are very upset that a book about how to talk about race didn't like that the book talked about race? You shouldn't be surprised. Remember, talking is not the same as yelling over, and discussing is not the same as shouting out your opinion and then refusing to listen to counterpoints. If you can't tell the difference, then this book is not for you. If, however, you are a rational human being who can see that there is a world outside your lived experience, then you should check this one out. And if you're really ready for this discussion, pair it with White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. No, you're not a terrible person because you were born with white skin. But maybe, just maybe, you could learn something about the world from people who don't have it as easy as you because of their skin color. See it, understand it, and know that it still very much exists. If you can't tell it's there, then you can't fix it. Also note that Ijeoma Oluo is an author of color, whereas Robin DiAngelo with White Fragility is a white author. They are both writing to white readers. So You Want to Talk About Race is also talking to people of color and how they can also engage with racial discussions when they choose to. That's a really big difference, and it's important to note what type of author you're reading and who their audience is. 5 stars. And finally, the last book that I read in February was Once There Was a War by John Steinbeck. MASH, but a book. But not MASH, a novel about 3 army doctors, which was written in 1968, which is the book that MASH was actually based on, both the show and the movie. But this book is great. A war correspondent provides vignettes of the goings-on of soldiers in World War II, from the mundane to the ridiculous to the horrific. Steinbeck's introduction to this book is one of the best parts of the entire novel, calling out the fact that the war effort, the romanticization of war, the army censors, and misplaced patriotism all contribute to his dispatches and those of other correspondents of the time being less than factual. Facts here read like fiction, and in some instances most certainly are, but a surprisingly humorous and human book about one of the most human things of all, war. Also, there may or may not have been an actual elf/genie/leprechaun seen by multiple reputable war correspondents who were provided cases of whiskey by said genie, who was blue. 3 stars. And that's it. That is my speed wrap up for February. I only got through 7 books, but I really enjoyed the books that I got through. I think all of them were 4 or 5 star reads for me. John Steinbeck ended up being just a 3 star for overall enjoyment as a novel without any context, but if that's why you're looking for it as a novel about war, I would say it's probably more of a 4 star read. So it's a little bit subjective there. I'm hoping that March I'm gonna have a lot more books finished, but on my March TBR, I've already started Charles Dickens's David Copperfield. That thing is like 36 hours long, and I'm listening to it on 1x speed for a reason. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this. If any of these books sound interesting to you, check them out. And if you have any recommendations for me, please put them down in the comments below. Give this video a like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.